Well, as a point of information, Ronnie Squares is still a hub. The buses are there. That fight has been won for now. But the issue of loitering and homelessness was a factor in some trying to push the buses off of Ronnie Square, which is not fair to our community. And I said earlier that the measure of our city's greatness should be how well do we take care of our own. And I said because of the scale of our city, I think the opportunity to be a model of eradicating homelessness is within our ability in this city. Now, the loitering laws are on the books. If I understood the question, would there be any additional laws? I don't know that that really would be necessary, but the laws are there for a purpose and need to be enforced fairly. However, there are many examples of cities around the country that have addressed the homelessness situation effectively, not by locking up on first response someone who's obviously homeless and in a situation where they need assistance, but bringing in experts to address their situation. In other words, when someone is loitering at Ronnie Square, if their indication is that they're homeless, rather than lock them up, get them in front of people that can help resolve their situation as a frontline response. Because, the shelter situation is not a long-term situation for homelessness. Obviously, when the shelter closes in the morning, where do they go? If it's not Rodney Square, where else in our city? So the measure of our great city, as mayor, I believe, is to have our police coupled with the church organizations and the other experts, as well as solutions that other cities have used around the country to give the homelessness a frontline response when we're responding to an infraction such as panhandling or loitering, to make sure that it doesn't happen again because they're on the path of success if it's a solution.
Well, first of all, this is where your true community policing comes in. You have your downtown walking officers on every shift. And these officers that come to Rodney Square will know these individuals and know who they are and what type of persons they are. And you enforce the law fairly with common sense. You don't go in and arrest everybody because they're loitering. I mean, if you didn't have anywhere to go all day, you'd probably be standing out in front of your house or somewhere also. You just use common sense. We're not going to arrest everybody for standing around. If you're creating a hostile act or assaulting someone or using profanity or urinating or drinking in public, then it's time to give a criminal summons and make you move on. But if you're standing there engaged in a conversation, well, why should you be arrested? It doesn't make sense to me. And like I said, laws are written to keep people safe. As long as nobody's hurting public safety or hurting anyone else, you don't need to arrest. You need to engage and have a conversation. And as I stated, true community policing with officers walking down in Center City, Wilmington, knowing all the people, and they will know them because they won't be rotated out under Williams' administration. This is the way you eradicate that problem where everybody won't get locked up. It's quite simple. And use your head when you're out there.
Thank you. The reality is in Rodney Square, there's some people who just want to inflict their way of life on everybody else. They're hustlers, they're drug dealers, and they make it tough for everybody, whether you're homeless or not, being in that square. So we've got to be able to address that issue. There are loitering laws on the books. Downtown is the only place in the city of Wilmington with dedicated community policing officers. No neighborhoods have that. There's 10 police officers dedicated to downtown. They need to engage the folks a little bit better to understand who is doing what. People have a right to sit wherever they want. They can sit and play checkers, chess, hang out, and so forth. But we're getting ready to put a lot of money into Rodney Square. We need to make it the central hub of the city and find out who's breaking the law so the rest of the folks can be there whether you're homeless or not and enjoy yourself. But that's what we need to be able to do. Police officers in those areas knowing who's breaking the law, maybe seeing that they need some counseling, where they need to go, so they're not right back there the same next day. That's all. Thank you.